What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are live with the FNM MxBikes Motocross Series. MX Series, Motocross Series. We are live. Yeah, if you guys are in the Discord, it's hard to respond on Instagram and on Discord and people texting me. So join the live stream. It's easier. Just type in the chat and it's easier just to respond like that. But today is the last day to get signed up for the series. So far we got in here. We got Steven, Toasty, Brad, Kyle Lee is back in, CK, Tefty, Your Neighbor, and J-Mac is in the building. There might be some other people coming in, but without further ado, I'm your host, Tyler, and with me, my brother, co-host, commentator, storyteller, the man, the myth, the legend, my brother, Trevor.
Hello, everybody. I'm happy to be here. I feel like a gallon of baby oil at a Diddy party. I'm excited.
Oh man, well, we are gonna get into it. Practice is starting. I know people are joining in. You have 7 minutes to get some practice in, and we are starting this thing. Everybody has been in here but getting their laps in, but we are at KMX Countryside. How's the weather down there, Trev?
The weather down at Countryside is sunny and clear.
Beauty.
Absolutely clear. Looking good.
Also gonna even take some laps myself. Try not to embarrass myself. We finally got the designated server. Oh, it's sloppy. I'm on the 450. I thought I was on the 250.
The 450's definitely got the power here at Countryside to get over some of those harder gap jumps. And we're seeing that put to work by Kyle from Kyle Lee Media. He is coming in hot with a 146.789 so far in the warm-up that we've got going. And soon we're going to get started with race number 1. It's looking like Kyle Lee is sitting at first with a 146. Second is looking like we're getting more times as we come in. But very excited for tonight's race.
Me too. We've been super busy with traveling, and I've been filming the Road to Mammoth races, Loretta Lynn's qualifier, and Mini Monsters out in SoCal. So we have been busy. You have been traveling, doing work stuff.
Just got back from SoCal. Was at Hellfest there in Orange County, watching a bunch of older bands play. It was very fun. And now we're back to racing.
Doing a little sight lap here for the viewers at home. Cutting the track a little bit there, don't mind me. Big jump here.
And now we've got our top 3 right now in times as 3 lap times have come in. Right now we've got Kyle Lee sitting at first with a 143.553. 3.7 seconds longer than that we have Brad, and in third, 14 seconds behind your leader, we have Tefty. But seeing as people are coming in here and getting their warm-ups in, we'll see how those times stack up.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited, especially after just watching the Supercross racing that's been going on for SMX. We just had the East Coast round, And my God, let me just say, we're going to save a lot for the podcast, which you guys need to tune into. But I will say, Pierce Brown was looking mighty deadly.
Mighty deadly. Joe Shimoda coming back from his neck injury. He was looking good as well. But we'll save that for the podcast, which you can find here on False Neutral Media's YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe to the live stream and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you get all the notifications that you need. We see in the chat people are calling out Dex and Binnick. We'll see how he does in the future rounds.
I mean, we watch the same race, right? How did Daxon look?
It's a war zone in there, so we'll see how it unfolds through the rest of the rounds.
Cole Davies took a pretty good hard hit in the beginning and came all the way back up to 5th, which was awesome to see.
And we're also seeing right now, Tefty in 3rd place is actually running the 250 SXF. So kind of taking a smaller bike and trying to maneuver it around the dominating YZ 450s that are in the top 3, but taking 1st place position aboard the FC 450 is going to be Kyle Lee so far.
Yeah, Kyle Lee is definitely looking
143,553.
good.
Absolutely. Rounding it out, we have the 4 of Tefty, 3 of J-Mac, our previous winner of round number 1. Very excited.
We also got my dude Toasty Productions. You guys need to make sure that you guys go and check out his content. Awesome stuff. But he is here. He wasn't able to connect on the first round unless we had a dedicated server, so we're giving the props up to him for having to pay monthly. Shout out to Toasty. But you know, we want to make sure everybody can join. Connection's good. You know, that way everybody can have the experience and play in the series, which we are definitely excited about. Dudney's pro debut I thought was awesome. The kid rips. His whips are insane too. Definitely always could sit there and watch him throw that dirt scooter around for sure.
Absolutely. Was definitely impressed with Dudney's first debut from the SMX next class into the pros in the East Coast. He was looking pretty good. I think we're going to see him start to put stuff together as he goes on, but seeing it as a learning curve, is anybody in their first year with Monster Energy Yamaha, it'll be very interesting to see.
Absolutely. And it looks like we are wrapping up practice here, getting racing underway.
Absolutely. The warm-up's over, and as it stands, we have Kyle Lee putting in a 1:43.553 for the fastest lap. Second place being Steven, only 0.159 seconds slower. And we have J-Mac rounding out third, 0.643 from your leader, Kyle Lee. So it looks like this is going to be a brutal race between your top 3 competitors. But I wouldn't count anybody out yet. The first turn claims riders here in MxBikes, so we'll have to see how that goes for everybody.
Absolutely, and definitely going in, we have 2 moto format, 2 motos, 20 minutes plus 2 laps. That is going to be kicking off here shortly as some of these riders are finishing off their final lap before hitting the checkered and practice ending. since I can't race these two, but signed up for them, am I still able to race 3 and 4? Yes, I will. I will allow that because you were, you had, yeah. You can't join the servers, not because of us, but because you're just too aggressive on the dirt scooter in this game. But yes, you're fine. You'll have to win every class to get up in those points after these 2 rounds, but I think you could do it. Because yeah, if you said March 1st, and I think we'll have to decide if we do the next race next week or after Spring-a-Ding, because a lot of people are going to Spring-a-Ding. I will also be there in Texas filming Spring-a-Ding, so it should be golden. We got the riders all lined up here, getting ready on the gate.
Absolutely. And again, we're going to be looking for Kyle Lee. We're definitely going to be looking for Steven. We're going to be looking for Toasty and Brad and Tefty. All of these riders lining up are going to have to contend with the first winner of round 1, J-Mac. And let's see that gate drop for the second round.
Oh, Kyle Lee doing a little burnout. He jumped the gate. It was like watching Sexton. But it looks like he got a good start. Kyle Lee hitting the outside, looking in the top 4. Gonna take the inside here as well as everybody else. We got 2 Yamahas and Huskies.
Ooh,
someone
Brad
going
goes
down.
Brad goes down. The 162 of Brad is absolutely down. We've also got Toasty down in the first, but we've got Kyle Lee rounding out in third. Steven taking the lead with J-Mac in a close second. This is going to be a real battle all the way through. Oh, and somebody goes down. It looks like it is the 23 of J-Mac is down in that corner. That leaves the 2 Huskies up in the lead.
Absolutely. J-Mac going down, battling for the top 3 position after getting the whole shot. So whole shot going to the 23 of J-Mac, with Kyle Lee leading the way and Steven 2 seconds behind. J-Mac making up the ground.
Absolutely. It looks like Kyle is solidifying that lead and pushing forward. We're going to say, I have to see if Steven has some fight in him to get through it.
Absolutely. And we also have CK Cash Keller in the top 6. Your neighbor in 7th, Toasty in 8th, putting a fight and making a charge. He is definitely a fast player, and it looks like he just made the pass on neighbor. As we're watching Tefty right now on his KTM. Sounds like everybody's definitely on a 450. I don't know if anyone is on a 250.
Looking at the lineups, it looks like the only one on the 250 right now is the 471 of Tefty, rounding out your 5th place.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Your neighbor is down on the track, not getting up. It could be a femur break.
Yep, snapped his shit in half like a toothpick.
Oh, man. Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Trev, let me tell you, I'm glad that ain't me down there.
That's right, brother. Absolutely. He looks like a slip and slide event at a Travis Pastrana Nitro Circus video. Absolutely battered.
As we're on J-Mac right now, making a fight. He is back into 3rd, down by 6 seconds from Kyle Lee.
And I will say this, your neighbor right now is absolutely riding like me watching Great British Bake Off, absolutely baked to perfection.
I couldn't agree more.
But let's go back to our top where we've got Steven chasing after your leader, Kyle. As Kyle Lee begins to take off on that 663 Husqvarna, really trying to solidify his place in this series. In your
Steven's
first round winner,
really
J-Mac is trying to make up as much ground as possible, but Steven is really holding down the fort and trying to blow through this competition as fast as possible.
Absolutely. Steven going down in the inside corner there right before the step on, step off.
That's right. And I was talking to myself because I have no contact with any of these riders for the most part, but I was telling myself that if my front end was slipping as much as it is in practice before all these guys came in, it was going to be a definite threat when they got here. And we are seeing riders like Kyle are definitely leaning forward and standing up in the corners to get that traction on the front end, but not so much that they dug that front end into the ground as we saw Steven just did. But we'll see if J-Mac can capitalize on that and save some points moving forward.
Absolutely. Oh, we have Steven kind of going off track just a little bit, trying to get in that rhythm, staying there as he stands up around that corner. J-Mac pushing as hard as he can, probably in 8th gear, wide open as they both go over the step up into the right-hand corner, coming up to the finish line.
Absolutely. And I'll just say we are seeing J-Mac put on a very hard push to get up to Steven right now, but Steven is being resilient as we look at our leader. Kyle Lee is extending that gap 6.924 seconds over J-Mac, who has now slotted himself into second. Whether that's due to time cuts because of Steven going off of the track, we will see how it looks at the end of the race. But until then, if J-Mac can keep pushing, minimize his mistakes, he will have that second place locked in. But we're seeing Kyle on the 663 goes down on the inside corner, and that's going to make an opportunity for J-Mac and Steven to start to push.
Oh, right now we got an amazing battle between Toasty and CK battling for the 6th spot. They both just went down, both got up. Toasty making that pass on CK, and CK trying to handle the pressure of keeping up after both of them going down. Toasty throwing an insane, both of them throwing an insane scrub, going over that table on the outside, going up and over. Oh no, CK getting a little bobbly.
Absolutely. And going back to your leaders right now, Kyle Lee, J-Mac, and Steven are all within contention. If one of them makes a mistake, we are going to see a switch up of podium results here in the first moto.
Absolutely. Kyle getting a little off balance there as he comes up a little short, and it looks like Steven's making the pass.
Steven moving for the front, moving through the front. He takes
full
that
scrubbing.
spot.
Holy smokes, we have a race. J-Mac is right on their tail, closing the gap, and these two are side by side, taking the inside line. We got awesome racing. This is just a first moto, and we have about 13 minutes left.
Absolutely. 12 minutes and 45 seconds plus 2 laps. But right now, drawing your attention to Steven on the number 9. He is carving through the pack, although he does have those time cuts, which are putting him back a little bit on my registry for the position points. But we'll see how that goes once he crosses the finish line. He's doing this triple outside of that step on step off, right before that big gap before the right or the left-hand turn.
Oh no!
Going into the double.
Kyle Lee goes down. He gets back on the track. J-Mac got a little, and he cases. Holy crap, we got a race right now. This is a race that we've been waiting for between these two battling for second. Husky versus Yamaha. Kyle Lee versus J-Mac. Both of them scrubbing
both
side by
going
side.
For that inside line. It looks like Kyle's going to get it and pursue those rollers and double out. And we'll see if J-Mac can put on a charge and take back that second place.
Absolutely. I was talking to Kyle Lee after round one. He was saying how much fun he had and that he is pumped to be in this. And he wants that revenge on J-Mac. And right now he's showing us today that he is definitely a contender. Oh, coming up short a little bit as it goes side to side. Awesome battling, great passing, super clean, respected. Oh, Kyle Lee going down. He still has about 11 minutes left. So he has time to catch up, especially the fast pace that he was going. He's just got to get back into that flow.
Absolutely. But I will say, and this needs to be stated, it doesn't matter how fast you are on the track if the way that you're getting fast is cutting a little bit of the corner, because this track will penalize you for that. And we're seeing J-Mac is riding really smooth, really consistent. And we're seeing that those time cuts aren't hitting him like they are Steven and Kyle, which are penalizing them on the positions. Because right now we're looking at J-Mac, and he is absolutely flowing with the track right now.
Normally where I would go at that last section, he triples in instead of double before the big step up, the angled step up double.
Yes.
And I don't know if I've seen anybody do that.
Yeah, he's definitely hitting that triple out of the corner, which is saving him a lot of time when he starts to put the metal down for the next section.
Awesome scrub right there. Coming up just a tad short.
We're seeing Steven come up over the finish line. He's got to maintain not cutting the track as we see him go over and get another cutting penalty.
Brad up to fourth place, trying to actually catch up to his brother, Kyle Lee. And it looks like CK's game actually ended up crashing, so that's super unfortunate for him. So he will take the points, which are stated for a D and F. And coming back into the Moto 2.
Hoping for a better result.
Absolutely. And got some news too. Scuba Steve usually is in the mix. He is at work right now, so he wasn't able to get in on the action tonight, unfortunately, which is always a bummer. We always love seeing Scuba Steve out there tearing it up. Brad taking that inside. Reminds me of watching Villapoto back in the day, riding those markers like no other.
Absolutely, and we're seeing that riding those markers has actually penalized some of these riders, as J-Mac has a 9-second lead over the on-track first place of Steven on the number 9. But that's what happens when you ride those markers as fast as you do, where Steven's at. We still have 7 minutes and 2 laps, a little over 7 minutes, 7 minutes and 50 seconds plus 2 laps. But we'll see if Steven can... Oh, and Steven goes down on the track, which will allow J-Mac to get up in position and be able to challenge him for that lead. As he is on track, not in the lead. Steven is, but due to those time cuts, J-Mac is wanting to prove a point by being first on the track and first in times.
Absolutely. We're watching Toasty right now as he takes the inside, going over the double into the rolling section. And I have seen some of his content, and he is an absolute animal when it comes to Supercross on MxBikes. Getting ready to get to the checker here. His whips have actually been super sick. Taking the outside railing out.
Absolutely, and we're seeing right now J-Mac is putting on that charge. He is coming in quick with that 450 YZ, moving for that inside line, heading into the rollers. He has been capitalizing on his time here with perfect flow going into that corner. He stays standing up, keeps his momentum, and begins to push through, hunting after Steven in that first place on track. He's going to opt for the inside line as he comes around and tries to carry that momentum into the next lap to see if he can challenge Steven for the on-track first place position.
Absolutely. I'm excited for this one right now, and we still got up to 6 minutes left in this first moto here at Countryside. The weather is good. It's a little gloomy out, overcasted, which makes always good racing and excellent content for the filmers and photographers out there on the track.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They're definitely not computers. And we're seeing J-Mac is trying to stay as stable as possible. I think he's realizing right now with the time cuts, he's in a very good position as long as he can keep riding clean and hit his marks every single lap without getting cutting penalties.
Absolutely. And next lap, I wanted to show you guys his line choice on that section. So we're gonna watch J-Mac here as he goes into one of the fastest sections in the back here, coming up to the rollers, and he is making a push, still staying smooth and consistent. 250 or 450, it is open, so you can do a 250 or a 450 in this race series. A lot of people, yeah, it depends on the track. Trev, what is your preference? How do you like the comparison between the 250? Oh my God, J-Mac is caught up now to Steven. Steven made a couple mistakes, and now it is on. Ladies and gentlemen, both of them scrubbing on each other's front and back wheel as they go in, jumping down, doubling through the rollers.
And right now we're coming up to the section. We are absolutely coming up to the section where Steven and J-Mac have been making a lot of time, both opting for that chopped inside line. Here they go on the step on, step off. Now watch this triple out.
Both of them tripling.
Both of them hit the triple and are going into that off-camber step up, going into the corner. Steven opts for that inside line, but we'll have to see if that gives him another cutting penalty, as J-Mac opts for staying on track and making sure that he can commit to his marks. J-Mac is definitely trying to burn as much time as possible.
Absolutely, and there is one bike who I just saw in the background that's trying their hardest to catch up, and it looks like no other than Kyle Lee trying to catch up to both of these guys. And if these guys are going to be playing cat and mouse, offense and defense, for the next 3 minutes, anything can happen. And Kyle Lee, who is leading a lot of the laps during this race, can close that gap, and we're going to have possibly a 3-way battle for the ending of the last 2 laps before the checker.
Absolutely. I think it's a possibility, but I wouldn't rule out the 663 of Kyle Lee taking more of a conservative approach to this, locking in his second place due to the fact that he doesn't have as many time cuts. Keep the points, stay maintained and with composure, and go out and battle for Moto 2. Don't start stressing now. Just put together your solid laps, hit your markers, don't ride over your head, and keep that second place finish, because we're seeing Steven may be fast, and we're seeing a bobble from Kyle there, but he's still on track and doesn't go off. The bad thing is Steven is trying to take those faster lines, but the moment he misses one of those markers, he gets docked for it. He's now sitting at third place with an 18-second gap. between him and J-Mac on the timesheet due to those time cuts. We're also seeing Kyle Lee has started to hit that triple out into that step up off camber. But we'll have to see how the line choices are going to affect their time cards.
Absolutely. That is great. Great info right there, especially with these lap times that can get you for the cutting, like you said, which affects everything in this game, literally.
Absolutely, and we're seeing J-Mac is now making that push again on the Husqvarna rider Steven on the number 9. Number 23 of J-Mac also opting for that inside line, bouncing out to the outside, hoping that the YZ450 can give him momentum into the next part of the section without him not getting traction on that back tire. He is starting to make that push. We'll probably see him go outside to in and hold that momentum, but we might start seeing people change some lines in desperation.
Absolutely. Kyle is looking really good right now, doing his best, taking those fast lines. Track is forming some good lines, not too bad.
And I will say, the time cuts aside, Steven really has been doing good with the pressure that J-Mac has been applying. But right now, that pressure is beginning to mount. And with 20 seconds left on the time slot, we've got 2 more laps here. And it looks like this battle is coming to a head as they triple. We have one tripling and one scrubbing, and they are back in battle contention, swapping positions back and forth, both opting to stay on the track in that part instead of the faster line. And now we've got lap traffic as they
I believe. J-Mac going down, clipping the back tire.
With the lapper. And that lapper is none other than the 471 of Tefty, as J-Mac is trying to get in a position. These are the moments where J-Mac is very happy that he kept to his marks and did not cut into those inside lines past the markers.
Absolutely.
Because he's got a 19-second gap, and with that mistake, he can still clinch the victory here in Moto 1.
Absolutely. And after that, in that rolling section, Steven did have some bobbles and came up short on that double. So it's going to give the opportunity for J-Mac to make up that little room. And it looks like we're going to be down to 2 laps left here in Moto 1.
2 laps left. And we're seeing J-Mac kind of put the pieces together. But you see with that mistake with the lapper, it's brought down that lead 10 whole seconds. So from an 18-second gap to an 8-second gap, Kyle Lee and Steven have an opportunity here in these 2 laps to really start to push to dwindle that gap.
I love seeing this section with J-Mac going step on, step off, going as high as he can on that outside and tripling into that section. Staying on the inside of the markers there. I think you're right. And J-Mac has made up a lot of time with staying consistent and not getting penalties.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing that J-Mac having that resilience to ride within his sphere, not push those inside lines where it might be faster, but staying and using all of the track without pushing himself outside of its limits. He is really putting together a show here in this series.
And we're looking at Brad right now. I don't know if he blew up his bike or fouled the spark plug or, I don't know, having electric issues, but he is literally on the left side of the lip on the jump of the step up.
Yeah, he definitely looks like me when I'm in my car leaving my house wondering, did I blow out the candles and lock the door? That's definitely how we're seeing it. He's looking like he's spazzing out right now on the lip of that jump, moving left to right, left to right.
And
Very
we're just getting word from his mechanic. It looks like his bike ran out of gas. How could this happen? If you don't go to the garage before the moto starts and refill your gas tank. This is the issues you will have, unfortunately,
Absolutely.
on the
Absolutely. And Brad, being a privateer, has definitely got to pull his shit together. But we will see how that works out for him in Moto 2.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we're definitely going to need him to push it to the line to redeem some of those points. Yeah, fire your mechanic. Have him drawn and quartered.
And it looks like J-Mac has actually caught up fully to Steven.
And here we go. It's the last lap battle for that inside line. Going over the rollers now. Let's see if J-Mac...
Here comes J-Mac on the inside. Takes him high. Whoa, Steven!
Let's see if Steven can hold it down as J-Mac moves into the lead, opting for that inside line. He's not changing it now. Both of them are going. Steven losing a bit of traction, but staying up. Let's see if he can put it together on the inside. J-Mac holds it down.
J-Mac taking the checker, first place with Steven. Holy smokes. Can this man be beat?
J-Mac proving that he is a force to be reckoned with here at the False Neutral Media Race Series. Round 2, J-Mac taking Moto number 1 home as he lights the candles over that finishing jump. How are we feeling about the race so far? We've got J-Mac, Steven in second with a 15-second gap. I'm telling you, those lap cuts are really going to hurt you in these 20-minute motos. But we round out the podium with Kyle Lee in third. A solid performance from Kyle, but let's see if he can pull it together. Tyler, how are we feeling for Moto 2?
Man, I cannot wait. I know it's going to be an absolute battle between Steven, J-Mac, Kyle, but the one that I have for the wild card, I'm not going to lie, is Toasty. He did have a couple bad luck in that first moto, but man, did y'all see my 360? I didn't. It was too much good battles going up in the front. But we did see you take out one of the leaders because the track crew and the blue flags were just not waving at all. Oh, man. Well, what a race. We are going to take a little break. That way these riders can use the restroom, get water, and we will be starting the next practice before Moto 2. It's going to be a 10-minute practice. So in about less than 5 minutes, we are going to start that. Or actually, we're going to start the practice right now because it is 10 minutes. Everybody needs to still get back in that either got kicked out or had issues. And while the 10-minute practice is going on, that'll give the riders at least a little bit of a break, plus getting ready for Moto number 2.
Absolutely. Oh.
All right, I am back from using the restroom.
Can they hear us?
Yep.
Oh, we're live.
Yeah, they were. I forgot to mute, but I mute my mic.
Oh.
But just to answer anyone's questions in the stream, feel free to ask away or talk about the racing or the race that we just had at Arlington. We will be doing the podcast and getting it up this week. Are we doing the podcast tomorrow morning?
We absolutely can tomorrow morning.
Beauty. Because I got a lot of editing to do for Honolulu tonight. We just had the Loretta Lynn's dual area qualifier. Was out there filming some of the fastest amateurs in the game. Dane Pappas, Nolan Ford. We had Ryder Ellis. Cole Tembo was out there. Mason Pappas, Talon Hinson, and much, much more. If I'm forgetting any names, I'm sorry. I'm still tired from that weekend. But it was an amazing weekend of racing out at Honolulu Hills.
I'm going to do a sight lap.
Yeah, get it. Let's go on board and let's watch Trevor here do a little sight lap action and show, hey, we could get down on some dirt scooters. But yeah, with the race series, today was the last day to sign up. This is round 2. After round 2, there is no more signing up, and we just are about to do moto number 2. So it since everything has already started, you are not able to sign up until we do the next series. And I believe next series we might have to do a supercross race.
I'm trying to do this triple that they've been launching, and it is not easy. That triple after the step on, step off is not an easy feat. So for them to be tackling that on the 450 every single lap is definitely a move that launches them into a faster lap time compared to the other competitors.
Yeah. Trevor, you are flowing right now.
I try my best to flow.
I don't know if that was Brad or CK or J-Mac that tried going right in front or behind you there, cutting the track.
To me, it's an enigma. I have no idea. But we do have J-Mac here. I think he's trying to showcase his skill.
And I had this screen up on the starting soon, of course, so no one was even watching until now. Unbelievable.
It's okay, I'm riding now, so they can see now as J-Mac's next to me.
Can we watch Friday? Yes, I just noticed that when I looked up on my TV screen to the live broadcast, and We got it figured out. We got 3 minutes left, so a lot of these riders were able to join back in. We know that CK was unfortunately kicked. So if your internet isn't as good when racing starts, feel free to turn off while you're racing, feel free to turn off the live stream so that way you have a better connection to the server and your full frames. Ooh, going down there, Trev.
Yeah, I didn't do the greatest. I'm here behind Kyle Lee trying to see his lines now as he throws one of the biggest whips I've ever seen.
We also thank everybody that's tuning in, whether you're racing, watching, or want to do the other series that we're going to be doing in the future. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has definitely been fun. Our first little thing, even though we're a media outlet for SMX, Supercross, motocross, amateurs in IRL, but we definitely wanted to bring in the whole community within moto, even if it's MxBikes. I know we do have a lot of MX sim players. I don't know if we'll ever switch. Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna retire to the pits.
You were trying to pull an Axel Hodges there. I saw that.
Yeah, I land in a wheelie that leads to my second trick, which is my untimely death.
Supercross race series, please. Yeah, we will definitely do that. And then what is it? For other upcoming outdoor motocross series that we'll do. This is kind of a tester since it's our first one, but we will do pro tracks. Eventually it would actually be sick to do a full circuit suit like SMX in real life, Supercross, motocross, combine all the points and have an SMX round. I think that would be pretty fun.
Absolutely.
Yo, Tyler, how did JMax sign up? He's not in the Discord server. So you don't have to be in the Discord server to sign up. You just have to subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow the False Neutral Media on Instagram just to sign up. But he is homies with Toasty, and Toasty went through me and got that all figured out, and he followed and subscribed to both of the channels. You don't have to be in Discord, but Discord, it has all the information. We talk moto and hang out, we race, each other here and there and just have fun. Post the podcasts when they're up. Trev, we need to do a live stream on the podcast soon. Maybe after Daytona?
Yeah, I think the best thing to do for that is if we're getting ready to do like the SMX playoffs. I think doing a live stream at the end of the season where we have a full scope of the riders, east, west, 450s, and we can sit there and go, this is how we think SMX is going to go. I think that's the perfect time to do a live stream. I'd be all for it.
Yeah, absolutely, because we definitely should. Obviously a new media outlet. It looks like Toasty's riding the track backwards. I definitely want to see this. Toasty is very good. Now, I will say we could either do two things. We could keep the track how it is or do a full track reset. I will lead it up to the riders to put up a vote before the race starts. But I gotta know as soon as possible. I should have asked that earlier, but kind of spaced out. Or we leave it how it is, like if it's real life, outdoors, and run it.
I would say it would be best to restart the track.
Is there any other way to sign up? I don't have socials you could subscribe to the YouTube.
I would do a track reset.
Track reset it is, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm also going to make it rainy.
Wait, why are you making it rainy?
I was joking. I'm not going to.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you fill up your gas tank. Go into the garage and reset. Get it all ready to go. Track reset, yes. Track reset. Already did it.
Alrighty.
Thought I need to institute. If you don't have Instagram, but you do have a YouTube account, we will take that. That works. But for this series, it is just for signing up. I think for if we do any big, any big series, we're probably going to have to do, people are going to like $5 to race or something like that. But we're going to get into it. We got moto number 2 on the gate. Riders ready. And we're off.
Gate is dropped. It looks like J-Mac is holding back a little bit.
Both of the Husky boys up on front. It looks like Steven and Kyle Lee up front.
And pushing to 4th place position is the 23 of J-Mac, your Moto 1 winner and round 1 overall winner. He's going to see if he can put together another sweep and take round 1 and 2. But Kyle Lee definitely putting on a show, pushing as far as he can, as we see 3 riders there successfully getting that triple out of that step-on, step-off. And J-Mac is now trying to move into that 3rd position, moving on the outside, and he does it. But we are seeing Steven and Kyle out there in the front. But here comes J-Mac.
Kyle Lee out in front, going into the roller section.
Absolutely.
Why not use, sorry.
And we see Brad coming in 2nd, and he's trying to put on that push. But we see he's dealing with all sorts of contention back there.
The whole shot going to the number 9, Steven.
Absolutely. We're seeing Brad is trying to keep that pressure on the front end. He's making a couple of little mistakes going off the track, and we'll see if Steven can capitalize on that. But he's got J-Mac there. Oh, and that front line taken away from Brad as he loses 2 positions.
Yeah, that was super unfortunate. Coming in hot, probably hit those braking bumps a little too fast. Got pushed out of the inside corner there by Steven. And J-Mac and Steven making the pass. Brad not giving up. We got Toasty in 5th. And why not using my MxBikes to host series? Because this is our first time ever doing this, so we're learning as we go. But eventually it will be a lot more professional. This is just private for fun. With a little prize pool, $100 to the 1st place winner in the championship points, and 70 to 2nd place, and 30 to 3rd place.
We're seeing right now the 2 Husky boys. Kyle Lee right now is feeling good, but the pressure is mounting. As we see Steven is pushing on that charge. He's trying to stay within the markers, less lap cuts. He's really trying to put together a solid performance. But J-Mac is not giving up as he is pushing after the 2 Husky riders.
Absolutely. All of them just absolutely throwing down, and Steven and Kyle Lee side by side going over the front.
Oh, it's risky. All 3 of them opting for that outside line. We'll see if anybody takes the 2nd outside line or if they all go in the middle. right there to the inside. They're all hucking it over that double and hoping they can keep that front traction down as they head for this tabletop. All of them getting absolutely horizontal.
This is awesome racing. 1, 2, and 3 by these riders. Brad is trying to catch up here, but these 3 are just on a whole different level right now, going up and into the inside corner there. Step on, step off. Let's see if all 3 triple in the fast lane. It looks like all 3 of them make it.
That triple. We're seeing right now, Steven takes that fast line. It might get him on a cut once more, but J-Mac is holding it down on that outside and is continuing to force his way into the conversation. But right now, I am really impressed with Kyle Lee and how he's putting together an absolute performance, staying consistent. He knows what it takes to win. So I'm just hoping that he can absolutely put it together here in Moto number 2.
Absolutely. Yeah, he is definitely ripping today. He is flowing with this track. Him and his mechanic have definitely got it together. I just hope everyone filled their gas tank for this 20-minute moto plus 2 laps.
Absolutely.
As they come over the finish line right now, 15 minutes left within the moto. And if you guys haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Check out the channel. We definitely appreciate it. Hope everybody's enjoying this series so far, because we are.
Absolutely. We're seeing right now, Steven is really putting some pressure onto Kyle Lee right now, and he's trying to make sure that that front end doesn't wash out as he moves for that inside line again. But J-Mac is not letting him get away from him. He's reeling in lap by lap. All of them trying to hit this triple, although Steven and J-Mac get it, but it looks like Kyle opts not to take it. Steven going for that fast inside line again, moving past the markers. We'll see how it works out for him.
My God, they are throwing the bikes sideways.
Absolutely, but right here, this is where J-Mac really gains in time against everybody else. He really has a way of aerodynamically putting himself into contention over those rollers, and now we're going to see if he can push through as he has every single lap. And here it is as he kind of puts on the charge.
Here he comes.
And Kyle Lee able to withstand the pressure from your second and third place of Steven and J-Mac. An absolutely dominant performance right now from Kyle.
It looks like Toasty also made that pass on Brad there and is looking to try to get... Oh, someone getting pushed off. It looked like Steven getting pushed off. J-Mac and Steven going side by side.
Oh, and Steven going off again as J-Mac holds his line. He gives way as Steven cuts to the inside. It looks like there is a real battle between these two as J-Mac tries to keep it all together and withstand the pressure as Steven is starting to try and limit his mistakes moving forward.
Absolutely. And during the 2-week break before round 2 of this series, J-Mac is also in a bunch of different series. I believe the ARL that just started it, and he is actually placed in the top 20 in that series that has just started. I believe it's for Supercross. I don't know what class is or how it works, but to be top 20 with a lot of those fast riders, man, and he is out here just hanging out, doing his thing.
Absolutely.
And we'll see what he could do.
Yeah, it's got to be an ego boost to people like Kyle Lee, Steven, and Toasty and Tefty to be able to race with somebody who's in the top 20 of the ARL series and are actually able to put together some sort of competition for J-Mac. I would be very proud of myself if I was able to compete at this level here at Countryside.
Oh, absolutely. And especially after that round one, J-Mac going 1-1 on the round one on that night. Everybody has been saying they want to battle him and show him that they're here for the championship of the series, and they are standing on business tonight.
Absolutely. They're standing 10 toes on business. Is Kyle Lee is putting in a solid performance, trying to make sure that he can get the speed that he needs to keep that gap at 2 seconds. But we're seeing Steven is getting hit with those cuts once more. He's got the speed. He's just got to put together and hit his marks. Those little bursts of speed that he gets when he takes those inside lines aren't going to help him in the long run, as we see J-Mac is getting a considerable lead on him with these cuts.
CK jumping in after going down, getting to the back of the pack, trying to make up some time here after having some connection issues in Moto 1. He is trying to also make up points here because he missed the first round.
Absolutely. And Tefty is riding that 250, if I'm not mistaken. That's right. Tefty on the 471 of the SXF 250. Interesting choice.
Yeah, as he's battling CK right now, we know that CK is a lap down, had some line issues, so he definitely has some work to do, and especially when you cut the track, it just makes it a lot harder to fight. But we're gonna go to Brad Tefty doing his thing out there. We're glad to see him out here tonight for the round 2 in the series.
And Brad makes that pass.
Brad definitely surprising me. I don't think he was able to race that first round either. So he is here and trying to make up those points and see how the competition is. And he's definitely getting a good look at it tonight, but also definitely impressing us in the booth here.
Yeah. Speaking of impressive, Kyle Lee is still holding that solid lead as J-Mac is trying to claw away at that gap. But Kyle is really trying to keep his momentum, hit all of his marks. One thing that I've wanted to see from Kyle is we see a really great showing for him in the first half of the moto. But the second half, as the track begins to degrade and the pressure begins to mount, as the time ticks down to those final laps, he starts to make a couple of mistakes. But right now, he is looking solid. But even more solid is J-Mac, who has whittled away his lap deficit ever so fast every single lap. Now we're seeing J-Mac reeling in that gap back to 2 seconds, 2 seconds and 2.046 seconds. And Steven really getting hit with those cuts has a 20-second deficit off of your leader.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely frustrating, but we definitely get it. That's how the game is. It's how it rolls. And the dice don't lie, but Kyle Lee is looking good tonight.
He's looking fantastic. And don't forget, Tyler, when you're showing everybody this race, you can hit the space bar to give them a less cluttered view.
Absolutely. Thank you for reminding me. The coffee just isn't hitting the spot yet.
Absolutely. I'm not drinking coffee. I'm drinking Red Bull. I've got wings sprouting out of my back, ready to carry me to a different world.
Yeah, it's definitely awesome to see Kyle Lee up on top in this second moto. The points also are like in real life with the AMA. Points will be posted. I just haven't had the chance to do it. So after round 2 this week, I'm hoping by Wednesday or Thursday, they will be posted in the Discord and on the YouTube channel.
Absolutely.
And on Instagram. Also, if you have TikTok, we are on TikTok as well. I need to post on there a lot more. Usually it's a lot of the edits and little highlight clips that we do in the podcast. So feel free, if you're on TikTok, check that out. Drop a follow on the socials. We definitely love it. It helps us. And it's free.
Absolutely. Getting back to the racing in the top, we have an interesting dilemma happening. Kyle making a couple of mistakes, ended up going off track, giving him a cut penalty, which launches J-Mac on the time card up into the first position. If Kyle wants to erase that, he's got to put in solid laps, no cuts, and absolutely be dominant in his performance.
Absolutely. J-Mac, this is his fastest section right here as he steps on, steps off, and goes in. Oh, he doubles instead of triples. Staying on the inside of the track. Definitely don't want to fight those penalties.
Absolutely. We are seeing J-Mac is putting in a solid run right now. And we're seeing on lap 6, it looked like J-Mac had raced his fastest lap of a 141.998. But we're going to see how that works out for him as he continues this moto.
Absolutely. We're watching Steven right now as he goes over the fast section, getting over the little step up there. Double into the rollers, or the rhythm section.
And it's such a shame because I see Steven has the speed, but it looks like getting caught up in that pressure that J-Mac applies so well. He's fumbled a little bit, made mistakes, went off track, was forced to kind of cut on the insides of some corners, ending in cuts. We hope that Steven can pull it together for round number 3 and 4 and kind of put a points contention up there. But right now, looking solid is J-Mac, not getting cuts, moving through the pack, and making his established already points lead more prominent here, as he is first place on the time card and extending that gap as Kyle is trying to put together better laps. J-Mac is closing in regardless of what he is doing.
Absolutely. We're going to go down to the orbit cam right on top of these riders as J-Mac goes in on the outside, step on, step off, triples. He's doing everything he can.
We're seeing them all opt for that inside line and hoping that they can carry their momentum through. But we're seeing J-Mac has an interesting way of hitting these rollers. He hits it every single lap, exactly how it needs to be executed, and he is whittling those gaps and now extending those gaps due to the time cuts of Kyle Lee. We're seeing here just a little under 3 minutes and 2 laps left on the race. J-Mac is starting to see Kyle Lee in front of him and is trying to pull him in as he moves to that inside and hucks that YZ 450 up and over that double.
Absolutely. Now, Trev, if you were in J-Mac's position, he is 1 on the night. He takes 2nd and possibly gets the overall tonight. Do you push for the front, or do you let Kyle Lee have it, learn his lines going in for round 3 so he knows what he expects and who he's going to be battling for this championship?
Well, I think if we look at the lap times, right, we've got 2 minutes up and then 2 laps, with each lap being around 1 minute and 40, give or take some seconds. That leads us to understand that we've still got a sizable little chunk left in this race. So if I was J-Mac right now, I'd make sure I'm hitting all of my lines, not getting squirrely, not getting any time cuts, but I would be trying to apply that pressure and make Kyle make a mistake. Even hearing that J-Mac is behind him could be enough to get him a little startled and make a mistake in the roller section and or in that fast section in the backside. I think it'll all come down to if Kyle can keep his composure, he'll finish where he needs to. But right now, J-Mac is putting that pressure on thick, as I was talking about. And if I were J-Mac, that's what I would do, is just apply that pressure, knowing that you are comfortable with the pressure, but Kyle Lee may not be. And we have lap riders coming, so anything is possible. We saw J-Mac get caught up with a couple of them, but we'll see how he deals with that pressure now as they are getting onto the backside of Brad after most of this race is coming to a close.
Absolutely. We got about 45 seconds left in this Moto 2. Kyle Lee in lap traffic, going inside to inside there. Step on, step off. Let's see if he triples and takes that fast line.
See, J-Mac has to take a different line than he's used to. He's going to have to double here instead of taking that triple before the off-camber step up. But now he's going to move into that inside past Brad, and he's going to put him down a lap as he moves forward. But as I was saying with these last two laps, if I were J-Mac, I would just make sure I'm hitting my lines, applying the pressure I need to. But he's ridden a great race. But the gap is to where it is. If he makes a mistake trying to push, he could lose that entire momentum that he has gained. As we're seeing, even that little mistake is whittled down about 1.5 seconds off of his gap. So if Kyle can put together some good laps, he might have it in the bag to contend for this overall.
Absolutely. And what a race it has been for round 2 in the series. J-Mac throwing a nice little scrub whip right there, little butt whip.
Absolutely, and we have two laps left to go. And again, Kyle's just wanting to make sure that he can withstand that pressure and make all of his marks and no mistakes. That's the key for him solidifying himself in this top 3 point standing.
Absolutely. We're hoping to see J-Mac here put on his last 2 laps, a good 2 sprint laps, seeing if he could get to the rear fender of Kyle Lee, and he is doing his best to close that gap right now, looking very solid and smooth. Both of these riders. J-Mac is now doubling.
I think we're definitely seeing J-Mac is taking the more conservative approach and is trying to just hit his marks, ride a nice clean lap, because he understands that gap, only 1.613 seconds. Any mistakes he makes could immediately throw Kyle Lee into that number 1 position.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely staying consistent and smooth will give you the better position.
Absolutely, and not being preemptive to take those insides and miss those track markers, giving you a cut penalty. J-Mac is definitely trying to keep that in mind as he is racing in this final moto.
There it is. The white flag is up and waving as these two battling all night on their last lap here.
Absolutely. And I think this should be something everybody in this race series takes note of. Even if the line is faster, if you cannot afford to spend your lead in paying for that cut, it will end up hurting you in the long run, as we're seeing here from Kyle, who has raced an incredible race, but just a couple of cuts have ended with him kind of being at the tail end of first place and taking home a second place as we go into the final sections of this last lap.
Absolutely.
J-Mac trying to hit all of his markers to make sure that he keeps that lead and doesn't make any vital mistakes here in these last couple of sections. And Kyle Lee
going
goes down. in the last corner.
Not able to jump the jump, and here comes J-Mac, Trev.
And J-Mac is coming. We'll have to see if he can move on the inside. He goes to square him up. This is going to be a final section battle, and we'll see if J-Mac can pull it together.
J-Mac taking the outside.
Goes for the outside. Let's see if he has more momentum moving through and see if he can cut to that inside here.
No way.
Conservative.
Checker flag.
Oh my goodness.
Doing a whip can. What a race these two put on in that last final round. Kyle Lee and J-Mac.
Absolutely incredible.
What a race. Wow.
What
we got Steven in third, making it around his final time, and I'm hearing that some people are running out of gas. This track is definitely a lot bigger than the first round that we had at Farm 14, so I could definitely see some of these gas tanks on these race bikes just can't hold up till the end of the race.
Absolutely. We are seeing the fastest lap of this moto was a 141.998.
Toasty doing a 360.
Incredible performance.
Yeah, what an absolute amazing show that we had tonight here at Countryside as we see Toasty coming over the checker. Game put me back to 4 liters. I had 6.5 last moto. Some dumb stuff. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Round 2. 2 motos plus 2 laps. J-Mac taking moto number 1 and taking the overall in number 2. And on the night, Kyle taking second place, Steven in third, Toasty in fourth, Brad in fifth, Tefty in sixth, CK in seventh. And we are missing some riders that weren't able to make it, and we'll have to get those points back.
Absolutely. And I want to call out something that was said in the chat by MX1449. He said he didn't have to win on track, just had to be the smartest. And that is the key. If those lines are giving you cuts, it will put you back in contention in the top 3. 100%, especially when you have somebody like J-Mac who is smart in hitting his marks every single weekend and making sure that he is not getting those cuts. It's huge when it comes into this series, when we're talking about continual, actual consistency that will win this championship. And J-Mac is showing that he is absolutely dominant in the mind games, applying pressure and making sure that he hits his marks. Absolute triumph of consistency so far.
Absolutely. I think that was very well said, well put. And I'm excited for the next round, Trev. Round 3.
Absolutely. I am ready for round 3. Our top 3 in points as it stands right now, we've got J-Mac, Kyle, and Steven. All 3 of them are able to put up fast lap times. Again, it's just that consistency we've been talking about that will determine the champ. But right now, J-Mac has swept and is looking very dominant, but also is looking very smart when it comes to his line choices. And I think at the end, that's going to be the difference between first, second, and third in this championship.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And round 3, I believe we are going to be going March 2nd, next Monday, March 2nd at 5 p.m. for round 3 at Abios GP. That is going to be a sandy, big, long lap time track. If you don't have that map, definitely remember to download it. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to ask. Follow the social medias, join the Discord so you can see all the info on the series and keep up to date. Points, championship points will be posted this week in Discord, on Instagram, for those that are in contention in the series. Right now, I know that it's J-Mac, and I believe Kyle Lee and Steven have to be neck and neck. And those are basically your top three, because we've had some people out and some people that weren't here today. But that's okay.
Absolutely.
We still
And I
have
will
definitely
say,
more rounds.
It's also awesome seeing the 37 of Toasty get into that top four. I would like to see if Toasty in this sand section on round 3 can put up a bit more of a fight, but we are going to see how J-Mac, Kyle Lee, and Steven will react to the sand once we get into Abidos GP. I'm very excited.
Me as well. I hope you guys definitely had an amazing time tonight. Thank you guys, all the people that signed up, joined the race tonight. I hope you guys had a blast. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Feel free, hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications on, leave a like, comment, check out some of the podcasts, some of the riding videos that we posted, rider interviews between the top amateurs all the way up to pros, including filmers and more guests that are going to be coming on this year. We're super excited. We got Daytona this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for some Daytona racing. The East Coast is definitely, after watching Arlington, I'm excited to talk about the podcast. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow and tomorrow morning, and getting that podcast up Wednesday. So tune into that. Let us know what you think after watching it or while watching it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you. This is False Neutral Media. I am your host, Tyler, and my guest, or not guest, the co-host, my brother, Trevor. You're always a special guest, even though you're the co-host.
I am special.
We'll see you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you round 3.